So yeah, well, there's my 1980 American Standard Cadet. For those wondering, I just recently bought a new old stock American Standard Glenwall. There will be videos of it soon, but as of right now, there's not any. There will be videos of it once it arrives, though. Anyways,
for any of y'all wondering what that is in the background, that is actually, I made that in, it was for my final science grade in elementary. In 5th grade, I made this as my final science
here's
project.
a system sensor multi-alert I installed in here a while back. There's my fire alarm panel. All this is disconnect. All that is disconnected, by the way, because I disconnected it a while back. So yeah.
So yeah, I made this a few years ago. It's kind of cool, and so yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this doesn't work. That's all This is all disconnected. So yeah. But one of the toilets that came out of my house. There's the Gerber Mount Vernon. There's the Kohler portrait that came out of the bathroom, the 1991 Kohler Wellworth Inn. This was replaced by the 86 Wellworth. So yeah.
Someone just joined the stream. Oh, no, they just left.
Come on. I don't know. It's just yeah. Yeah, okay. So there's a toilet handle that's long been replaced. This came off of another toilet in our house.
Mm. And for those who are wondering, yes, I will do a flush of my 1999 crane tonight. This was installed about 25 years ago, approximately 24. Had his 24th birthday recently. And yes, I did put a Corky strong arm toilet handle on this because why not? It's a longer flush than this normally has. So for this tank to fill and do another flush. So yeah, there's that. But if there's any questions you would like to ask me, feel free. Oh yeah, and I also have a tank bowl gasket for some reason.
That's one of the thinner tank to bowl gaskets.
How's this? Is it dinner?
Because most of the ones I use are like this.
This is still quite thick.
Mm. I don't know if any of y'all like fire alarms, but here's a system sensor multi-alert sounder strobe. It's a 24-volt model. And there's the pull station. By the way, none of this works right now. It's not connected to a power source. In fact, there's no batteries or anything in this. But this does work, by the way. This does work. It's just not connected. Got a American Standard Cadet right here. Do you think I should end the live stream?
Nah. Just wait a little bit.
Your camera is frozen, I think.
No, it isn't.
Well, then why is it only
Maybe.
showing a tank to bowl gasket?
Because I don't have anything else to show.
Mm-hmm. Here's a tank to bowl gasket right here for my cadet.
Nice. I mean, if this was like maybe an earlier day, if it was like earlier during the day, and it's like maybe Saturday, is definitely a day where I can probably do a bit more.
Yeah, let's see.
That's what Fascination Channel said. Hi, Brett.
Yep. Hey, Toilet
Hey,
Fascination Channel or Scott.
hey.
Yeah. By the way, I got a new old stock Glenwall, a new old stock American Standard Glenwall recently. Um, uh, I'll do flush tests on it when it comes in, but yeah. My guest is CGL Plumbing. That's who that is. If you're wondering, it's CGL Plumbing. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my guest. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my 1980 American Standard Cadet. That's it. Uh, this is this is a Gerber Mount Vernon that I found on the curb. Someone had thrown it out. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's badly scaled up with minerals though, so it's going to need a full cleaning. But yeah, I got some of it cleaned out, but it's kind of scaled up with minerals. This is one of the toilets that came out of my house. It is a one piece. I would have taken the tank off if it wasn't. Um, but yeah, and so yeah, I will be putting this back in once I move out because I'm not letting any of my toilets. This was replaced by a 1986 Kohler Wellworth, if you're wondering. Uh, Also another toilet that came out of my house. This is a 2005 Kohler portrait. This worked good, but I replaced it with the 91 Kohler Wellworth. And the 91 Wellworth has worked a little bit better, but this worked pretty good. Let me go show you some. I forgot this. I forgot I locked this. This is perhaps the rarest toilet in my collection right here. This is a Ream wall mount toilet. This is extremely rare. I think there's only like one other of these on YouTube. They're very rare. This is one I got. I'm saving this for CGL Plumbing. I'm gonna give this to him once
aka me.
I go on a meetup. But this is a this I drove several hours to go get this yesterday. I think I drove like 2 hours because it was 2 hours away. It was a little bit further than I thought, but needs some cleaning. I think there's some minerals in this, but it performs okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I will do a video on this soon. So yeah, this is my flushometer setup. Oh, and this is my wall carrier setup. If anybody was wondering, I mean, chances are if you've been watching my channel a while, you've probably seen this. This is my wall carrier setup. I just have a piece of pipe, and crazily enough, it doesn't even need to stick out that far for it to form a good seal, like with the neoprene gasket right here. That's what it came with, a neoprene gasket, so I used a neoprene gasket. This is my floor mount toilet setup. This I have had for a long time, but I haven't made a video of it with it in forever, and I just got it out of storage. But basically, there's a toilet flange here underneath this, and the toilet bolts onto that. That's essentially all that is. Yeah. There's the Ream wall mount toilet. Just some tools I have. I ordered a tank for this. It takes the same tank as the Ream Claymore, and so it's not that hard. This is the tank for the Wellworth I just got. It's got a rare gold handle. This is rare. I haven't, unfortunately, it's definitely seen better days, but it's still pretty cool. That's the reason. Now I got this for CGL Plumbing. This will be being given to CGL Plumbing.
Yeah, aka me.
Yep. And yeah.
Wait, didn't you try
The
your Ream on a
carrier
flushometer?
the carrier I chose for this setup was a Ream wall mount carrier setup. Did I say Ream? Dang it. It's a Joe Sam wall mount carrier. It's a Joe Sam wall mount carrier. That's the carrier I chose. Here's one of the acorn nuts that goes on it, as you can see. And why won't this focus? But it says, oh, there we go. It says Joe Sam on the cap nuts for the wall mount carrier.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
couldn't you try your Ream on a flushometer?
That would be I gotta see if I can find a spud that fits, but I could try that someday. And I gotta make sure it's the right height, because like yeah.
Oh.
Also, for those who don't know, all wall mount toilets, from the 20s onward, all siphon jet wall mount toilets, any of the with the 4-bolt pattern, do take the same bolt pattern. Meaning that any wall mount toilet you put on this should fit, generally speaking. Most wall mount toilets, they all take. So anybody who tells you like there are different bolt patterns is mistaken. There's not.
I mean, unless they live in like the 1900s.
Yeah, that's the only ones that don't take a different bolt pattern. Yeah. Here's some toilet parts I bought for. Oh, well, this came off the Wellworth that I got for CGL Plumbing. This is a flush valve I got for the Ream toilet, some tank to bowl bolts that I bought for the Wellworth. Or I bought these for the Ream toilet, but they ended up going on the Wellworth because the Wellworth's tank to bowl bolts weren't that great. So yeah. But yeah, but yeah. There will be a video out of the Ream toilet once the tank comes in, which should be on Tuesday. One thing I've noticed about old wall mount toilets like this is they're a little bit taller than some of the newer ones. I've noticed that a little bit because this is consider the bowl itself is taller, is what I mean. But yeah, just the bowl itself is taller.
Yeah.
Has the original Ream sticker. Says the manufacturer guarantees this vitreous china plumbing fixture to be first quality and comply with the requirements and tests of the commercial standards CS20-63 as developed by the trade under the Procedure of Commodity Standards Division and issued by the U.S. Department of Commerce. If this fixture proves defective due to faulty workmanship or the material within 1 year of installation, a new fixture of the same type and size will be furnished. No labor or consequential damages will be allowed. Ream Manufacturing Company, Kedzie, Chicago Metuchen plant. This was made in Chicago, apparently. But yeah, it's a pretty cool toilet. This is probably one of the coolest toilets in my collection. It's by far the rarest, as there's only 2 of these on YouTube. This toilet is mad rare. There's the inside. It has two concealed siphon jets. It has I mean it has it has 2 concealed siphon jets.
Oh, cool. My Wellworth had 2 concealed siphon jets too.
It has 2 concealed siphon jets behind your.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
Wellworth had 2
behind
concealed
there,
siphon jets
it has
too.
2 concealed siphon jets. And judging by the Ream wall mount toilet John toilet found, this should flush pretty good. This is the outlet for it. That's the outlet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My Wellworth had 2 concealed siphon jets too.
Yeah. It's a wall mount tank toilet. It's currently, soon it won't be, but it's currently the only wall mount tank toilet I have. Technically, I am getting a Glenwall soon, but I'm not counting that since the Glenwall hasn't even gotten here yet. But it's on its way. The
Vintage
Glenwall
cooler
should be
said
here.
nice sticker.
The Glenwall should be here on November 17th, I think, is the earliest it's going to get here. It could get here as late as September, or did I say September? November 22nd. That's the latest it's going to get here. So stay tuned. Also, for those watching, I may do a video of the Glenwall versus the Cadet once it gets shortly after the Glenwall gets here. If you want, also the Glenwall is Regency blue too. The Glenwall is a Regency blue Glenwall. It's from the 70s because it has the block logo. It has the block logo, so it's from the 70s.
Oh, cool.
I may install it in my new house, since my new house actually is going to have a wall mount tank toilet in my bathroom, because I actually chose a wall mount tank toilet because I really like wall mount tank toilets, and I've ever since I was like 2 or 3 years old, I've always wanted a wall mount toilet in my bathroom. So yeah, ever since I was real little, I wanted one. And so it'll be really nice to have a wall mount tank toilet in my bathroom. The one I chose for my bathroom for the house is a Mansfield Quantum wall mount. It's a Mansfield Quantum wall mount tank toilet, which should be okay. It should be a good toilet. Vintage Kohler, you are not alone. I like them too.
Same here.
Yep. I actually prefer wall mounts over the standard floor mount. Like, if I had a house that I was building for myself, I would probably go mainly with wall mount tank toilets because of the fact that the because I like wall mount tank toilets. And if I had a house I was building for myself, I would go with wall mount tank toilets most likely. The reason I wouldn't go with flushometer is because that can be very difficult to accommodate the plumbing for, and you'd need 1-inch pipe rather than the regular pipe that houses take. So be make so accommodating the plumbing for a wall mount flushometer toilet might be a little difficult. But if I was building a house for myself, all the toilets would probably be wall mount tank toilets. Mhm. But yeah, my bathroom in that house is going to have a wall mount tank toilet. Yep, yep. I would get flushometer if I could, but it would probably be too expensive. But I would probably get one or two if I could, but most likely I would have to go with. And also another thing is I like the look of wall mount tank toilets. How it's like has like the feel of like a wall mount toilet, but it has the feel of a residential toilet at the same time. Like it has the feel of a commercial toilet, but the feel of a residential toilet at the same time a little bit. And I love the residential feel of a wall mount tank toilet, how it's wall mounted, similar to like a lot of commercial toilets, but it's residential because it has a tank. The residential and commercial feel of it at the same time, it's cool. And it looks cool to have that in a bathroom. Speaking of which, there's a bunch of houses in my area for sale. Well, not in my area, but in an area nearby me for sale that have wall mount tank toilets. I found about 5 houses that have at least one wall mount tank toilet in each. Most of them have all wall mount tank toilets. Oftentimes, the reason they go with a wall mount toilet is when they pour the concrete foundation for a house. In some cases, not all cases, but in some, it's easier to accommodate the plumbing for a wall mount in some cases. So a lot of times that's why they'll go with a wall mount tank toilet. And so yeah. And in some cases, if the house is being built a specific way, a wall mount toilet may be the only option. So in a lot of cases you can't actually go with a floor mount. So a lot of cases they'll go with a wall mount tank toilet. But yeah, these are the parts I bought for the Ream toilet tank. Got this flush valve. I'm not gonna buy a Douglas valve because that would be too expensive, and I don't even know if they originally took Douglas valves. They probably did, their old to- considering it's from the '60s. I bought this handle because spending a bunch of time to find out what the original handle was would be a little bit annoying, but this will work. Yeah. This is the flush valve that came out of my Wellworth, or not my Wellworth, CGL's Wellworth that I'm giving to him. It has a weird tank flapper. Like this is weird. I don't know what that is, but I'm giving that to see I'm giving that Wellworth. Also, by the way, the 91 Wellworth I found months ago is installed, as seen in a few videos ago, but that Wellworth is going to CGL Plumbing. So yeah. This mhm. It'll be nice when my Glen Wall gets here. Mm. stay tuned for a match between that cadet and the Glenwall that I'm getting because it is coming up. Who do y'all think will win? Do you think the Glenwall will win? Uh, which one will win? You know what I mean. Do y'all think the Glenwall will win, or do you think the cadet will win? Which one do you think will win? If you can, comment down below in the live chat which one you think will win. Yep. Yeah. It definitely. Yep. I don't know which one will win, but Vintage Kohler, you were definitely right. It is much easier to clean the floor under a wall mount toilet. It's much easier to keep to maintain the bathroom, which is probably why wall mount
Yeah.
toilets are more popular in commercial installations. Hmm. Yeah. Let me know, whoever is watching this, let me know if you would go with if you would get wall mount tank toilets for your house if you ever built a house. Um yeah. So Vintage Kohler, you would guess the cadet. I think it's a fairly even match. I think it could go both ways, but the cadet has definitely proven to be a pretty good performer. So I recently did a Wellworth versus cadet video, and the cadet won that one, but the Wellworth did fairly well too. Actually, that Wellworth that was featured in that video is now installed. And another cool video, this might be a little complicated to do, would be to see which one is better, the Ream wall mount toilet or the Glenwall. Also, I don't I know none of y'all are probably gonna know this, but if y'all could tell me what model this toilet is, I would really appreciate it because so far I don't think anybody has figured out what model this is. So if anybody has like an old Ream catalog that has this toilet in, if y'all can find out what model this is and tell me, I would greatly appreciate it. But it's okay if you can't. I understand if you can't, since this is like super rare. In fact, this is like the second one on YouTube. John Toilet filmed a lavender one like this that was at a house for sale. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, I understand you don't know the name of the Ream wall mount toilet, and that makes total sense since there's not a lot of old Ream catalogs. In addition, only two of these have been found, mine included. So yeah, I understand if you don't know what model this toilet is. So yeah, I'm gonna. Which one do you think out of the two toilets, if I ever do put either the Glenwall or the Ream toilet in my bathroom at my new house, which one do you think I should put in, the Ream toilet or the Glenwall? Which one? Mhm. Personally, I think the Ream toilet is cooler, but it's a tough decision because that either way, currently right now what's going in that bathroom is a Mansfield Quantum wall mount toilet. It's the pressure assist quantum wall mount, which those are pretty good from what I've seen. They seem pretty good, so but we'll see how it does. As they look like they flush okay, but and they look pretty cool, and they're very rare. So, but yeah, are both the Glenwall? Are both the Glenwall and the Cadet round front, or both the Glenwall and the Ream? But to answer your question about the Glenwall is not round front. It is an elongated bowl. The ream is a round front though. Also, another thing, if you were wondering what color the Glen wall is, I do believe I mentioned this at the beginning of the live stream. The Glen wall is Regency blue. So yeah, which is so cool. I like the color of it a lot. Yeah. But no, they are both not both round front. Mhm. I'm really excited that I'll get to have a wall mount tank toilet in my bathroom though. I'm supposed to move into that house. I'm supposed to move into that house in a few months. My family's supposed to move into it, so yeah. Here's here's a pool at my house. Here's the pool. That's just I don't know why. Y'all probably seen this a million times because in most of my video. It's in most of my videos in my collection. So yeah.
Hey, BEC.
Yes.
So eventually, whenever I do get my own house, I'm probably going to have some of these toilets I'm going to mention here.
Are any of them wall mount tank toilets?
Um, I think one of them are, but
Let me guess. Kohler Cayuga.
yep.
I knew it.
For the upstairs bathroom, I'm gonna have a 1990s 3.5 Chlor Kingston water guard. But since I probably can't put it on a flushometer, I'm probably gonna figure out how to put it on a high tank.
Yeah, high tank. I thought about doing that with my Kingston water guard for the new house, putting it on a high tank, but we ultimately scrapped that idea because many people didn't think it would work, but I told them it would work. Many people didn't think it would work though. That being my mom and dad didn't think it would work for some reason. I told them it would, but
Um,
they didn't think it would work. I know it would work, so we ended up going with the closest thing to it, and that was a wall mount tank toilet, and we went with the wall mount Mansfield Quantum, as I've said several times.
okay. And one 1970s Chlor Kingston water guard. Um, a 1990s American Standard Cadet 2 or an Aquaforce on a high tank. That's for the kids' bathroom. Who knows? Because I don't want things that shouldn't be flushed down the toilet to not be flushed down the toilet. But yeah. One 1980s Chlor Cayuga. Then the downstairs bathroom is going to have a 1990s 3.5 Chlor Downing on a high tank for the guest bathroom. A 1980s Crane Radcliffe 3.5. I'm probably going to put it on a 1.6 tank to save a little bit of water. And then the master bathroom is going to have a 1959 Standard Cadet. The shed is going to have a modified 3.5 Crane Radcliffe to fit a low tank. The basement's going to have a 1983 Briggs Conserver and the 1999 crane that I have in my upstairs bathroom right now. That's going to be in my future house.
All right, want me to go over what I would have in my house?
Yeah.
All right. So in my house, I would probably not build a super big house. I would probably build maybe a two-story house. Not including the basement. I'd have a basement in it. Um, but for the uh living room bathroom, which would be just the main bathroom downstairs, I would probably have either a Kohler Cayuga or an American Standard Glenwall, probably a Glenwall. For the basement bathroom, I would probably go with an some sort of wall mount tank toilet, probably an American Standard Norwal or something like that. But I'd make sure it is well taken care of and well maintained. For the master bathroom, I would go with my Regency Blue Glenwall, probably. For the two bedrooms that I would have upstairs, I would have probably just some sort of wall mount tank. I would have just any wall mount tank toilets. For the bathroom, and I might go with one floor mount toilet upstairs, which would probably be a 80s or 90s second generation Wellworth water guard. Then for the poolside bathroom, I would probably go with a Kohler Kingston water guard. Either that or an American Standard Compton. Most likely a Kohler Kingston water guard, though. Yeah. But yeah. But that's if I built my own house. One thing
Yeah.
I will say is any house I move into, I'm going to be sure to find a house that has a wall mount tank toilet if I can. And if not, I'm putting a wall mount toilet in. If it doesn't have one, I'll put a wall mount in, as I know how to set up the plumbing for that. But if I moved into a house that didn't have wall mount toilets, I would probably only do a wall mount toilet for the master bathroom. It would probably be my Regency Blue Glenwall or Ream toilet, or maybe just some generic wall mount tank toilet like a Gerber Maxwell or a Mansfield Quantum. But I would probably put a wall mount tank toilet in. If I could, I'd do a wall mount flushometer toilet, but that would be quite difficult, as most of the ones I'd want to put in would need at least a 4-gallon boost of. So that would be quite difficult to do.
Well, you could always try DIYing a high tank setup,
That
and
too, but I personally like the feel of a wall mount tank toilet better, so I'd probably go with my Regency Blue Glenwall. And so
but
yeah.
then again, you could
If
wall
I
mount it.
could, another toilet I would put in my house, I forgot to mention this, would be a 50s Crane Walton. And I'd probably do that somewhere in my house. I'd probably put that somewhere in my house. I'd put a 50s Crane Walton, probably in the poolside bathroom. Mhm. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because I mean, you could always try mounting your Kingston water guard on the high tank in your bikini
yeah.
house.
That Kingston water guard will probably, if I ever do build my house, that will probably make its way in there. It'll probably be on a residential carrier though, on a stud mount carrier. It probably won't be on those big commercial wall mount carriers where it takes where they're bolted directly into the concrete and have a cast iron uh fitting on the back of them. It probably The carriers I would use would probably just be regular stud mount carriers that they have in houses. If you're wondering, I don't know if any of y'all are interested in wall mount toilet carriers. The carriers I would probably go with would be Joe Sam carriers. I would probably go with or Zern. It would be either of those, probably Joe Sam, Zern, or possibly J.R. Smith. Which, if you're those are all wall mount and toilet carrier manufacturers. They all make a residential carrier design as one of their options. I'd probably go with most likely I'd go with Joe Sam because I do really like their carriers. And this carrier, which is a Joe Sam carrier, has worked very well for me. So yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I do have a bunch more toilets in storage, and that are at my storage building. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's the seat that came off of the Wellworth I'm giving to CGL Plumbing, and the lid is in here. I haven't opened up the lid yet. Unfortunately, the lid is broken in several spots, but I can fix that. If not, I'll get a new lid. There's my pressure tank for my flushometer setup. If anybody's interested, to see what it looks like, this is the pressure tank. It's a water worker pressure tank. For some reason, I'm having this problem, and I know Vintage Kohler might be able to help me out with this. Every time I turn on the setup, the flushometer is stuck open. It's like it's stuck open, and then you have to turn the water off to the flushometer, give the tank a second to pressurize, and then turn the water back on. if you could tell me why it's doing this, I don't know if you might know this. I would really appreciate it, but the flushometer is stuck, like it won't close and it'll keep filling the toilet when I first turn the hose on. But then once I turn the water off to the flushometer, I turn it off for a second, then I give it a second and then turn it back on. It's closed. It's not doing that anymore. Don't know why it's doing that, but
I
yeah.
don't know.
If any if anybody knows why it's doing that, I would greatly appreciate it.
I think it does that like because like the rubber diaphragm in it like isn't wet, so it isn't like fully closed yet.
Mhm.
And like
Oh.
I that's my only guess.
Mhm. Yeah. Mm. Oh, vintage or toilet fascination channel. I noticed you said you like wall mount toilets. Yeah, and you like one piece toilets too. Yeah, one piece toilets can be pretty cool. I prefer two-piece toilets. Um, and so yeah, but I noticed. Sorry, I got to that comment a little late. Because I noticed you said that on live chat. But yeah.
Yeah, vintage Kohler. What do you think is my Kohler well worth
All
between my
right.
Kohler Bolton?
Vintage Kohler. It says the reason it does that is because the all right. The reason it does that is because the flushometer needs at least 20 psi to cycle and close itself. Not much you can do about it. Okay. Oh, you've had to do the same thing. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you would prefer the Glenwall because it's elongated. Yeah, personally, me too. But to be honest, I don't really care that much if it's a round bowl. I would have to see the performance of the Ream in comparison to the Glenwall to really say which one I would prefer.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do like the Bolton too.
Mm.
I could probably do flushes of it on a live next week
Yeah, I
or the
might do more
Saturday.
lives like this sometime soon. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this live stream's been going for 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can make it to an hour.
let's, I think we can. Yeah. Also, I have a question. What seals better on a wall mount toilet, neoprene or wax? Because I noticed I've never used a wax seal on this, and this is how far the pipe sticks out. Which this still out of all my wall mount toilets, every one I have, this has been far enough to form a seal on the neoprene seal. This sticks far enough out. And so yeah, but
Neoprene
if
is my
anybody's
opinion.
if anybody's tried both of them, which one do you think works better, neoprene or wax? Personally, as far as like a non-permanent setup like this, I prefer neoprene. I've never tried a wax ring on a wall mount toilet, but considering a bunch of my wall mount toilets are new old stock, and I don't want to get wax on them, I think I'm gonna go with neoprene. Actually, I think all my wall mount. Wait, I just realized this, but all of my wall mount toilets are new old stock. Because my aft wall's new old stock. Both my Kingstons are new old stock. This is new old stock. And my Glenwall is new old stock. And this actually is new old stock, by the way, because this was sold to me new old stock, like it said in the description when I bought this new old stock. So this is actually new old stock. So this has never been used before. I mean, hence it has no minerals or anything right there, which usually you got a toilet that's been used. There's a little bit of minerals and stuff right there. Though this
Yeah.
one kind of doesn't look like it has. This toilet does have some minerals that I need to clean out though. So yeah,
Yeah.
here's the logo. Yeah. There's the logo on this one. Yeah. Also, I noticed the old wall mount toilets like this are a little bit taller than some of the newer ones. Like my Kingston Water Guard isn't this tall, but this takes the same bolt pattern, and that's how I know it's a little taller because the Kingston Water Guard's bolts are like most of it is kind of you can't really see the top bolt as easily as you can see it on this one. And so I noticed this one's a little bit taller than the Kingston Water Guard. I just I guess I don't know. Wall mount tank toilets I've noticed in general are a little bit taller than wall mount flushometer toilets, but I've also noticed old American Standard Glencoes are also a little bit taller than some of the like Kingstons and Kingston Water Guards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've actually seen one Glencoe in person.
Oh, I've seen several. There's a gas station in Homa that has two of them. They're both 70s Glencoes. I don't think I've ever seen a vintage standard Glencoe in person, but I've never seen a uh, Glencoe that wasn't the. I've never seen any Glencoe that wasn't a last generation Glencoe. All the ones I've seen were from. The oldest one I saw was like a 1968 or 1969 Glencoe. That's the oldest Glencoe I've seen.
Same here. It was 1969 for me.
It didn't have the block logo, but it was the same design as the block logo Glencoe's.
Mine was the block logo.
Most of the ones I've seen had the block logo, though.
All the one that I've seen has the block logo.
Yeah. I've never seen an early 60s Glencoe or that generation of Glencoe, though. I have seen a 50s or 60s Crane Walton, though. I saw some that looked to be from the late 50s years ago. But, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a standard Glencoe either.
Oh,
Like
I'm
with the
vintage
standard
color.
logo
So
that
he
I have
says,
seen.
I'm not real familiar with wall mount gaskets, but they make. Hold on. I'm not. I'm. He said he wasn't real familiar with wall mount gaskets, but yeah. A solid wax won't work because the seal needs to flex when the toilet is used, and solid wax wouldn't stay sealed as long. Yeah, that's probably part of the reason they use neoprene seals. So yeah, that's probably part of the reason they use neoprene seals. I would assume. Yeah, because a
Oh yeah, I
neoprene
also have
seal will
this.
last longer and seal better.
It's my mini toilet.
I have that same one. Do you have any toilet parts inside of it?
Actually, I do.
Let me see them. Did you make them?
Yeah. See, we have the handle here. It actually does work.
Let me see the parts inside.
And I'll remove the tank lid and you can see how it's designed on the inside. It's just this connects to this, which lifts this up and it flushes it. I can do a flush of it actually right now if you want me to.
Mhm. That would be cool. It's a cadet too, just like my
Yeah.
1980 American Standard Cadet. I have one.
Yeah.
Is that a 3 inch or a 4 inch or a 5 inch?
4 inch.
4 inch.
4 inch.
Mine's a 3 inch. I have a Kingston. I have three Kingstons like that. One being a rear spud. All right. Doesn't look like anybody's on the live stream anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that'll conclude this live stream. But yeah, anyways, that is it.
That's
Thank you
well,
for
I was gonna do
watching.
a flush of my mini toilet before
But one
he
more
ends his
thing,
stream.
he's gonna do a flush of his mini toilet. CGL will. Is it filled?
Almost. Gotta wait for this bowl to fill.
Mhm. They were trying to make a prototype actual flush valve for those.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
I need to make more videos on this. I probably will sometime in the future.
Flush is just like a real cadet too.
Yeah.
Alright. That concludes this live stream. That is it. Thank you for watching.